I've said it for years now. Physical media, it's dying. It's going to go away. And there was a recent announcement that I believe it was Warner Brothers saying they're going to stop making DVDs and Blu-rays and 4K discs. Sad time. I get it. I do get it. You know, with the rise of streaming, them paying the money to mass produce these discs doesn't make a lot of sense. But there will always be people who would prefer to have the actual physical copy. Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, sometimes they'll release something onto Blu-ray that is an exclusive of theirs. Oftentimes they don't. Netflix especially can be very stingy. So how is it that I got a copy of The Highwaymen? This movie was a Netflix exclusive from, I believe, 2018. And how did I get it? It's a bootleg. Turns out you can get extremely high quality bootlegs through eBay. Right now, you can go get just about any movie that Netflix or any of the streaming services made. You could get a physical copy of them, and a nice quality one. This is like, you would look at this and you'd say, I bought it in a store. You know, it's the disc is nice. It has menus and bonus features. It's just like it's something you buy in a store. And because whoever did it took it right straight off of Netflix, it's really good quality. It's, you know, pop the disc in, you're like, this looks exactly like any other Blu-ray that I would buy. So why did I get The Highwaymen? What was so special about this movie that made me go, I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna spend $30. I didn't know if it would work. I didn't know if this disc would come to me, it wouldn't play, it would look like shit. You know, I bought bootlegs in the past, back when you could get them like, you know, the guy behind the counter at the no-name liquor store was like, hey, you want to see Star Wars Episode 3? I had that bootleg. Highwaymen was a movie that immediately intrigued me when I saw the trailer. I have kind of a man crush on Kevin Costner, always have, and he only to me has gotten more badass as the years have gone by. Partner him up with Woody Harrelson as the two guys who brought down Bonnie and Clyde, and you've got me really intrigued, really ready to sit down and watch this movie, be excited for this movie in a way that, you know, a lot of theatrical releases, they don't get me excited like that anymore. It's now gotten to the point where if I see a trailer for something that I really want to see, I'm surprised if I don't see the Netflix logo at the end of it. I just expect these movies not to come out in theaters anymore. You know, if I saw a trailer for Highwaymen and it was like, you know, coming to theaters June 22nd, I would have been like, really? Not going to Netflix? Seems like it should go to Netflix. So, as I said, this is the story of the two Texas Rangers who brought down Bonnie and Clyde. Now, if you've seen the Bonnie and Clyde movie with Beatty and Faye Dunaway, you've seen those characters depicted as goofy screw-ups who Bonnie and Clyde rightly humiliated. That portrayal of those characters actually got that film's producers sued by the living relatives of these two men for slander, because that's not who these people were. And as this movie points out, I don't think the producers of this movie or the people involved in it are fans of the Warren Beatty movie, because this movie points out rightfully Bonnie and Clyde were killers. They killed, we're just like we robbed banks. It wasn't just that. They killed innocent people. In particular, they killed cops, people who were just doing their job. And they weren't heroes. They weren't anti-heroes. They were villains. They were these two uh, uh, they became heroes to people during the Depression, because during the Depression people were angry. They wanted somebody to speak for them. They wanted somebody to go out there and rob those banks and show the government and show all these people. They were excited to see these outlaws humiliate the establishment. But that doesn't change the fact that they were bad people, that they were bad guys, that uh, they went about what they were doing the wrong way. And this movie points that out. It's not ambiguous about Bonnie and Clyde. It doesn't look at them and say, yeah, but. It looks at them and says, no, unacceptable. Unacceptable behavior, whatever the circumstances are, whatever people think about you, we're going to hunt you down. We're going to stop your killing spree. Bonnie and Clyde themselves are not given a lot of... I think the movie actually just assumes you've seen Bonnie and Clyde, because it frames itself as a debate a little bit with that movie, right? It's giving the other side of it. If you want Bonnie and Clyde's side of things, you watch the Warren Beatty movie. This is the movie about the Texas Rangers, about Woody Harrelson and Kevin Costner, these two kind of grizzled old lawmen from a different era who... Kathy Bates plays the governor, who doesn't want them sent out. She kind of doesn't want them to win. She wants the FBI to win. She wants this new federal law enforcement agency to capture Bonnie and Clyde, not the Texas Rangers. But they are sent out because nobody else can catch them. Nobody else can really get down there in the dirt and fight on Bonnie and Clyde's terms. This was a great little movie. It's not really like a classic or anything. It's not like, oh, I had to have it. I had to have it. It was, it was amazing. Honestly, I kind of bought it mostly for the experiment. I kind of bought it mostly here's this bootleg on eBay. I kind of want to see if it's a good quality or not. And here's a movie that I wouldn't mind owning. So let's check it out. So The Highwaymen. I'm going to give it 3 stars. Again, it's not a classic. It's not a movie that I walked away from like, I got to watch it again right now. It was a very good movie. It's got memorable performances from the leads. It's got, I think, a much better message than the Warren Beatty movie does, that sort of glamorized these two murderers. But in the end, it also isn't the most memorable movie. I mean, the Bonnie and Clyde movie will always be the movie that people go to when they want to see something about Bonnie and Clyde. That's the movie that the AFI considers a classic, and it gets, taught in film schools and stuff. The Highwaymen isn't going to be that. I've never been a fan of the Warren Beatty movie. I didn't see it until I was in my early 30s. And I just didn't... I was excited to see it. It's supposed to be a classic, so of course I'm excited to see it. Just didn't do anything for me. This did, though. So, The Highwaymen. You can go catch this on Netflix right now, or eBay.
other worlds.
Sort of gave myself the challenge of, okay,